I will bring on, just let me move this. We don't need this anymore. And I will bring on, turn on his mic, and we will say, hello, Sanjeev, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good. So just to our viewers, I'm amazed as technology works at all, considering all the crazy things that have to happen. So we had to do a quick reboot on the configuration. So we're a little bit late from 10:30, but we persevered and we're here. So it's a pleasure, as always, to have you join us again, Sanjeev.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to talk about, I've had so many things I've had to reset here. I have to think. So the topic that we had wanted to chat about was, you talked about transcending ego, and I believe it's anger, with the power of meditation. So the first thing I would like to know, and this is a word for me that, boy, I tell you, sometimes I'm almost hesitant to use it because so many people have so many different understandings of what this little 3-letter word means. So if I may ask, first of all, what, if you were to describe to somebody what or who is the ego, what would that be?
Yeah.
So what is the ego?
Ego is a false identification of mind, which teaches us who we are, but it doesn't teaches us who we really are. As we know that we live at the body, physical level, mind, and the soul level, whatsoever activity we are doing. So the body, physical level, and mind are connected with the ego, but the soul is not connected with it. The another meaning of ego is, the more we have useless and unwanted thoughts, the more ego comes into our life. And it is about the labeling and judgment of others. We try to dominate, we try to be more powerful because it creates separation, illusion, We don't want to talk to our neighbor. Why? Because we think we are superior, we are powerful. That's what the ego comes. Self-respect, self-image are the part of ego. But I cannot say it is a totally part of ego. But when we have too much self-respect, when we have too much self-image, then we can call it is a part of ego. Like I met to one director of a school last month in Calgary. She doesn't want to talk to the kids because she thinks like she's a director of a school. So what was happening, her productivity, her interaction with the kids was not good at all. So therefore, the kids' parents complained to the management, like the director doesn't want to interact with the kids. So she came to me and I started sharing my talk about breath meditation. So I started practicing about the breath meditation, and now she started interacting with the kids. She started understanding the problem of the kids. She started helping to the kids, and her ego get transcended, and her productivity, efficiency, and everything has gone up.
So then,
yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah.
So what if I'm hearing you correctly, it's, and maybe I'm saying the same things two different ways. It's not so much about eliminating, there we go, the ego, as it is transcending it.
Yes, we can transcend the ego, but we cannot eliminate it from the root level,
Okay, so it's not about destroying ego, it's about transcend. And so then if we transcend it, then are we empowered to manage it? Because it doesn't go away, right?
Yeah, it doesn't go away. That's what I shared. We must have self-image. We must have self-respect, because it is a part of ego as well. But at the same time, I'm saying I don't have too much self-respect. As I explained about the director of the school, before she was interacting with the kids, she would be thinking like she had too much self-respect. But it was separating her from interacting with the kids. But we must have self-respect also, otherwise we cannot exist in this world. Everybody has worth, values, and that's what it is. So we should have little bit ego. That is okay.
Okay. Oh, that's okay. That's important information.
Yes.
So I really like what you said is a little bit of ego. So then maybe is an important word here, balance.
Yes, balance.
Okay. See, now that's really valuable, because sometimes, at least what I hear, is sometimes I hear from people and it seems like the relationship with the ego is this thing we have to absolutely eliminate and destroy. And so what you're saying, it's really about having the ego be the servant, we be the master, if you will, and learning how to manage it, not having it manage us.
Yes, exactly.
And I totally agree. That, to me, that's very powerful, because for me, the ego isn't necessarily good or bad. It really is neither, and it's both. To me, what happens is when we start serving it rather than it serves us, that's when the issues is. And I really like how you've phrased this, in that we don't eliminate it, we transcend it. So you mentioned that, I heard you mention a couple of times now. So ego not properly managed, these are my words now, that causes separation?
Yes, that causes separation, illusion, and just for like our neighbor is not ready to talk to, because he feels like I'm a superior, I'm a powerful, I have too much money, I have too much power, and I don't want to talk to you. So this should not happen, because he's too much ego, he has not only too much ego, on the basis of ego, he's tried to separate the people. So the ego is disconnect you from the higher self, from the true self, and it will make a false identification. As I said in the beginning, it doesn't give you right information at all.